Holding the powerful accountable from Washington, D.C. to right here in southern New England. This is 10 News Conference with Jean Valicenti.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tamara Sacharczyk. Jean is off today. Joining me in studio is Citizens Bank Rhode Island President Keith Kelly. Keith, thank you for joining us today.
Tammy, thank you. It's great to be here with you.
So we have a lot to talk about with
Absolutely.
Citizens Bank. We played that sound with Sacharczyk about, the tax break that banks in Rhode Island got. Now, talk about why this was necessary. Would you have classified Rhode Island as business friendly before, and would you say that they are now?
It's an interesting question, Tammy. I think, Rhode Island is working hard to be business friendly. This was a unique situation for the financial services industry because prior to the enactment of the single sales factor tax legislation, financial institutions were taxed under a three-factor tax equation. And really what that did was it taxed financial institutions on sales, property that they owned, as well as employees, which really made us uncompetitive with our neighboring state to the north, Massachusetts, and also 26 other states had enacted the single sales factor. So really the legislation put us on par with Massachusetts and really brought us back into a competitive position. And it was a really great win for the financial services industry.
Now, this was kind of contested for a little bit between the legislature and Citizens Bank. Your vice president at one point said that the old policy incentivized them to move at least some operations to Massachusetts. Is that strong-arming the legislature?
No, I think that was part of the discussion points because we're a public company, so we need to do the right things for our shareholders as well as our colleagues. So really, we were stating some of the facts around the current situation. And really, once we got to the legislature, and especially Speaker Sacharczyk, Senate President Ruggiero, we got a very good reception on why this made sense and why parity with Massachusetts was important for the financial services industry.
Obviously, Massachusetts, a hugely different economy than we have here in Rhode Island. This will cost Rhode Island $15.6 million in tax revenue over a year, and we're somewhat relying on projected funds, so funds that we hope are there, but I mean, there's a chance there might not be there. Citizens is a large employer in Rhode Island. There's no arguing against that, but could this hurt Rhode Island more than it could help?
I don't think so. I mean, if you look at Citizens, our footprint here, we have about 4,200 colleagues. We're one of the largest private employers in the state, where our annual payroll here in Rhode Island is about $400 million. In addition to that number, we also contribute about $1 million a year to local non-for-profits, and our colleagues volunteer 55,000 hours a year with those nonprofit organizations. So while it may be it may have the appearance of impacting Rhode Island, I think long term, with our colleagues staying here in the state, there's a broader impact and a more positive impact for the state itself.
Yeah, jobs, money for the state, as you mentioned. Citizens, though, is the only firm that actually lobbied for this in Rhode Island. Why didn't we see other banks arguing?
I think if you look at Citizens, the way the three-factor sales equation worked, it impacted us more significantly than other institutions. And we thought it was important working with ourselves and the Rhode Island Bankers Association to represent the financial services industry.
So now that this is passed, you guys are getting the tax break, you're getting what you wanted. Can you say for certain right now that no part of Citizens will leave Rhode Island to go to Massachusetts?
Oh, no. And conversely, we're actually continuing to hire here in Rhode Island. So far this year, we've added 60 colleagues in our Johnston campus. We're looking to hire another 50 by the end of this year, and we're also looking to hire another 20 to 25 colleagues for our contact center. So it's really important for us to be here in Rhode Island. I mean, let's face it, we're a 200-year-old organization. We were founded, we're headquartered here in Rhode Island. These are our roots, and we did not want to leave this state. And really, we appreciated the support that we got from the legislature to make that happen.
As you just mentioned, you're hiring. Rhode Island does have an unemployment rate that's ticking up. Could you see anything happening with the economy to the banking industry that could eventually lead to layoffs in the near future?
I don't think so. And, it's interesting when you peel back the onion on the unemployment rate rising. Really what drove the unemployment rate to rise were new entrants into the marketplace looking for jobs. So, that impacted the unemployment rate ticking up a little. If you look at the opportunities here in Rhode Island is a great place to do business and to work and to raise a family. So we're bullish on Rhode Island, and we continue to look for opportunities to grow the economy. In terms of the banking industry itself, we're looking at a rate cut later on, hopefully in September, which is going to help not only banks, but it's going to help our customers on the consumer side and the corporate side. So we think that's a benefit for all of us.
Now, I want to talk about affordable housing, because we were just talking about customers and, that interest rate cut, of course, which everyone is looking forward to. Affordable housing, a huge topic right now, especially in Rhode Island. We know that there's not enough of it. There have been proposals to build more, that kind of, met by different reactions from cities and towns. But a lot of this has to do with the financing of it. How are we going to pay for the affordable housing? What is Citizens doing to help with the affordable housing crisis?
So we really recognize that affordable housing, not only low-income housing, but also workforce housing, is an important part of Rhode Island, and we need to solve that issue sooner rather than later. So from a Citizens perspective, in Rhode Island, we provide significant financing for large housing projects. One of the projects that we talk about is the Caffey project in Upper South Providence. It was a dilapidated series of buildings, and we work with the developer not only to provide the financing for that, but also invested another $500,000 in that project to build an IT center for the residents to be able to upskill and work on their job applications, get training for kids to get after-school help at school. So really, we're focused on providing affordable housing across not only Rhode Island, but across the country. The Caffey project was part of a $300 million economic opportunity fund that we started. And, we look at that as a platform for banks, other banks, to look at how to provide and finance affordable housing.
Citizens Bank owns quite a few buildings in Rhode Island. We have, the Johnston campus. That's obviously the main flagship campus. You also own a building in East Providence that the governor had mentioned purchasing the building. That was met with resistance. It would have taken it off the tax roll. That's never a popular thing to do. What's your plan now for this building? Do you plan on trying to sell it again to the state? Do you have other plans for it?
So right now we're working with our brokers to sell that building. It's been on the market since 2022. It doesn't fit our needs at this point in time with the Johnston campus as we continue to consolidate colleagues into Johnston. So we're actively marketing that property to not only the state, but anybody else who's interested in being in East Providence.
So it's currently up to the highest bidder at this point, whoever.
That's exactly right.
Have you had any talks with the state recently on, perhaps trying to have another go at it? Not
recently, not that I'm aware of. I think once the sale of the building came off the table, we were really focused on the tax legislation, and we really haven't had any additional conversations regarding the sale of the building other than with our brokers.
And you mentioned consolidating to the Johnston campus, but at the same time, we've also spoken about, expanding, and you saying that's why it was so critical for Citizens to get that tax break and stay in Rhode Island. So what's the consolidation about?
Well, the consolidation is just a better use of our resources, and Johnston is a much easier campus for a lot of our colleagues to get to. Obviously, the Washington Bridge is a challenge for our colleagues if they're coming from the East Bay to go to Johnston, or if you're in the West Bay trying to get to our East Providence Center. So we're really trying to consolidate our roles and responsibilities where our colleagues are.
I do want to go back to the tax breaks for a minute. The fact that I know that this is going to hit some people harder who live in Rhode Island, because when you hear tax breaks and banks, that's usually never taken as a good thing. So Citizens being the only bank that actually lobbied for this, have you heard from other banks at all actually kind of demanding this change? Because I know you said that many other states have done this, but it's not a nationwide thing.
Which is really why we work with the Rhode Island Bankers Association, which represents all of the banks within the state. And while it impacted us more significantly, there's a potential it could have impacted others as they continue to grow within the state. You look at JP Morgan is here. They're adding branches. I think their goal is to add 15 to 20 branches. And the state, that could have been an impact to them. So while it impacted us because of our footprint, the number of pieces of real estate we owned, the number of colleagues we had here in the state, we thought we needed to take the lead on representing the financial services industry in conjunction with the Rhode Island Bankers Association.
So this allows for, more room for banks to kind of expand in Rhode Island. How about the Rhode Island economy overall? What type of state are we in?
Tammy, that's an interesting question. the customers and the people that we talk to, they're very optimistic about what their future holds, especially with a potential rate cut coming in September. We've got an election in front of us. There's some uncertainty there. One of the biggest challenges that we're hearing from companies throughout Rhode Island is finding an educated entry-level workforce. I think that's probably the biggest challenge we have. Companies want to grow, they're focused on growing, but they need the employees to fulfill those jobs. So that's a big challenge for them and for us, which is why we spend a lot of time, money, and effort in developing workforce development programs.
I was going to say, and that's a challenge that really starts at the very bottom with
Absolutely.
the schools and works up. So
Exactly.
something else that we're working on here in Rhode Island. All right, Keith, well, thank you for joining us and spending the time to talk about
Absolutely.
the tax break and all of the other Citizens Bank related issues. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tammy. It's a pleasure to be here.